start with that.
Addison Nichols is a guy that's already here and trying to get some reps. What does a freshman have to do to get on the field and play meaningful snaps? Because that is pretty rare.
Yeah, so just freshman, first, it's a huge transition from high school to college. Just in everything with school, football, it's different. And so with a freshman trying to get meaningful snaps on the field, mostly just, just understanding the playbook, first getting the playbook, understand what he has to do, understand his assignment. Two, lean on guys, lean on veteran guys like me, Cooper, Darnell, those guys like that, as well as our coach, Coach Ellaby, as well as our GAs and assistant, Coach Hoodie and Coach Abes. Lean on those guys, and those guys lead you in the right direction.
Yes.
Offensive and defensive line coaches always talk about strain. Can you talk about how difficult that is to really get that to become natural for you to strain and keep pushing beyond what your mind thinks you can do?
Yeah, exactly. Defensive line, offensive line coaches they preach it, strain. It's the difference between a 5-yard run, a 10-yard run, and a touchdown run, just that one extra push, that one extra strain, that one extra drive, leg drive, getting a D lineman feet rolling, get them moving. It's the little things, and that's exactly what makes a run, go, or pass protection even longer, It's very important. It's huge that we have to strain. It's hard because the other guy's coming off the ball. He's straining too. We're going at it. So it's where you just gotta want it. You gotta want it more than the guy in front of you.
Patrick and Jimmy.
Jerome, a couple of things. It's I guess it's gonna be your last spring practice. What's kind of your mindset being at this point of your career?
Spring is working the fundamentals, man. You get better. You go out there and just have fun. Being in my last spring, I've had fun out there. Just getting better, trying to be consistent as much as I can. Be more of a leader, like push even being more a leader within the offensive line as well as a team. And just work on my craft.
And going back, I think your first spring, you guys maybe had really low numbers on the offensive
Yeah.
line. You guys are, probably can roll 3, even 4 deep sometimes.
Yeah.
So how different is that, and how excited are you about this group with what you guys have coming back?
Yeah, man, it's great to have so much depth, on the offensive line. It's rare, like you said, man, our first spring, it was real thin in there. But it's good, especially having the young guys in, just seeing myself in them, when I was young and seeing them, make mistakes and then correct them. And, it's fun. It's fun to see it and just go along and play with them.
Jerome, would you like to see the offense go faster, or is a 300-pound offensive lineman, do you think it's fast enough?
Man, I think this offense is fast enough, to be honest. But in certain situations, we can definitely go faster. When defense they're checking to go look for a call, they're looking to the sideline, man, we could push it even more on them, and get them out of the spots and get them in the wrong positions.
Jerome, I know you're excited for your former teammates. It's pro day out there today. How much of an inspiration is that for you guys on the team right now, knowing that could be you in the not too distant future?
Most definitely. It's great seeing those guys come back on campus again after they've been working hard, training wherever they were. But it's a great feeling. Anytime you see your former teammates, go out there and pursue their dream, man, it's wonderful. Especially seeing a guy like Cade Meggs, Matt Butler, those guys that you really battle with and battle against. It really hits at home, and just can't wait to watch them and cheer them on.
What have you seen from Gerald Mincy so far, first few months being here?
Yeah, Gerald Mincy has been playing pretty well. Definitely has power behind him. He has a good, strong base, a big lower half. He's a big guy, as well as long. He's long enough to where he can play tackle. Keep edge rushers away from the quarterback. I think he's been doing really well. Definitely getting adjusted to the offense, which is it's not easy. But man, he's really working hard and he's getting there.
Whether with Mincy or with guys like Addison, freshmen, any newcomers, how do you take those guys under your wing, whether on the field or even off?
You try to help them in anything possible. Where it could be, off the field with a class, or just, telling them where to go, how to get there, on the field, just really sitting them down and just making them understand first, get the basics down of a play. understand what we have to do. And then as you work gradually, then you start getting to more advanced stuff, what you see from a defense, how a defense will react to it, to what we line up in as well. So, you take it slow at first, so make sure those guys get it first, get comfortable within it, and then you start pushing more, try to get more advanced in it.
Back to Patrick and Jimmy.
James, your guys' first day in full pads. Have you had any good battles with anyone on the defensive line? Anybody that's been especially tough for you guys up front so far?
Yeah, I would definitely say, me personally, Big O, Amari Thomas, Elijah Simmons, of course, and BY. Those guys bring it hard every day. As long as the other guys as well, but those three guys are, man, they come with it. They're coming different this year, so I'm excited to go against them. I love going against those guys and competing.
Jerome, you talked about some of the new offensive linemen getting adjusted. What's the biggest adjustment for an offensive lineman going to this up-tempo offense?
I would say first, just understanding the playbook, understanding the plays. First, you gotta understand that you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know your assignment. Second thing, where most people wouldn't really think about is alignment, getting lined up as fast as you can, and the center pushes that. And as we all know, the center pushes the tempo. Make sure the center, you see the center, you get lined up on it. Or if you're a center, make sure you're looking at the side judge, seeing where the ball's gonna get placed and getting to your spot, because everybody else lines up on you. I'll say that's probably the hardest transition to get, to get adjusted to in this offense, because everyone doesn't do it. It's kind of unique, so you have to do that.
Vince, then we'll finish with that.
Jerome, you're one of the leaders of this team. You're aware of the entire team. Outside of your room, are there any newcomers that have caught your eye and maybe you've been impressed with so far?
Most definitely. I would say the running back room, Jay Will, the guy looks pretty good. He looks like a running back, SEC running back. That's a guy you definitely want to run behind, be blocked for as well. I would say on the defense side, Jordan Phillips and Tyree West, those young guys they can go. I like it. I love seeing them practice, go out there and play. They hustle really hard. And I would say in receivers, I would say Chaz Nimrod is looking pretty good out there on the receivers. He has a promise to him, so those young guys are impressing me a lot.
Finish with that.
Everybody knows who your starting quarterback is. It's Hendon. Everybody knows you've got a backup that's played in Joe, and you've got a young guy. A year ago, we're asking you guys who's going to be the starting quarterback. We're trying to press you for all those things. How does it feel a year later now to not have to worry about that or answer questions about who the starting quarterback is going to be?
It's good, just knowing who you got back there, who's going to be, making the calls, leading the offense is great. Just being familiar with him, as well as knowing how he calls things, knowing how he communicates with other guys is huge. Especially year 2 in the offense, man, it's wonderful for a quarterback like that to be in the system for 2 years, as well as offensive line as well. Being in the system for 2 years, because you start to get really familiar with it, start to get really good at knowing what's happening, know how defenses adjust in a line to the certain looks that we give them, and man, we're gonna be rolling this year.
Thank you, Jerome.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Jerome.